5 True Disturbing Horror Stories Animated. Story 1: The Dark Web Nightmare. In 2018, Alex, a college student, stumbled upon the dark web out of curiosity. He joined a chat room where people discussed their darkest secrets. One user shared a live stream link, promising something unforgettable. Intrigued, Alex clicked it and watched in horror as a masked figure tortured an unseen victim. He quickly closed the stream, but the damage was done. The next day, Alex received an anonymous message you shouldn't have watched. Panicking, he went to the police, but they couldn't trace the message. That night, he heard noises outside his apartment. Looking through the peephole, he saw the masked figure from the stream standing in the hallway. Alex moved out immediately, but the experience haunted him forever. Story 2: The Abandoned Asylum. In 2019, a group of friends decided to explore an abandoned asylum in their town. The building had a dark history of patient abuse and mysterious deaths. Armed with flashlights and a camera, they ventured inside, hoping to capture some paranormal activity. As they explored, they heard whispers and footsteps echoing through the empty halls. One friend, Jenny, felt a cold hand grab her arm, leaving a bruise. Terrified, they decided to leave, but the doors they entered through were locked. Panic set in as they frantically searched for an exit. Finally, they broke a window and escaped. Reviewing the footage later, they saw shadowy figures and heard faint screams. The asylum was demolished soon after, but the friends never forgot their harrowing encounter with the restless spirits trapped within. Story 3: The Stalker. In 2020, Emily, a high school student, noticed a man watching her from across the street. At first, she thought it was a coincidence, but the man started appearing everywhere she went. He never approached her, just watched from a distance. Emily told her parents, who contacted the police. They advised her to change her routine and avoid walking alone. Despite this, the man continued to stalk her. One night, she woke up to find him standing outside her bedroom window, staring at her with a sinister grin. The police eventually caught him. He was an escaped convict with a history of violent behavior. Emily's life slowly returned to normal, but the trauma of being stalked stayed with her, a constant reminder of the horror she narrowly escaped. Story 4: The Haunted Hotel. In 2021, Jake and his wife Lisa booked a stay at a historic hotel for their anniversary. The hotel was known for its elegant architecture and rich history, but also for being haunted. They laughed off the ghost stories, eager to enjoy their weekend getaway. Their room was beautiful, but strange things started happening. They heard knocking on the walls, despite no one being in the adjacent rooms. The lights flickered, and they felt cold spots throughout the suite. One night, Jake woke up to see a woman in a white dress standing at the foot of their bed. Terrified, they checked out early and asked the receptionist about their experiences. She revealed that a woman had died in their room many years ago and was rumored to haunt it. Jake and Lisa were skeptical of the supernatural, but their encounter left them shaken and eager to avoid haunted hotels in the future. Story 5: The Disappearing Neighbor. In 2022, Mark moved into a new apartment building and quickly befriended his neighbor, Mr. Harris, an elderly man who lived alone. They often chatted in the hallway, and Mr. Harris shared stories about his life and the building's history. One day, Mark noticed he hadn't seen Mr. Harris in a while. Concerned, he knocked on his door but got no response. He asked the building manager, who seemed confused. "There's no one named Harris living here," he said. Mark insisted, so they checked the apartment together. It was empty, with no signs anyone had ever lived there. Confused and disturbed, Mark did some research and discovered that Mr. Harris had died in that apartment years ago. He realized he had been talking to a ghost all along. Mark moved out shortly after, unable to shake the eerie feeling that Mr. Harris was still watching him.